what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishu Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Brittany Renner shares 5 game changers as a former loud and proud man hater. Guys, no more wasting time. Let's get it.
First of all, hi. As a former loud and proud man hater, here are 5 things that have changed the game for me. Number 1, I realized I didn't hate men. I hated the way I allowed myself to be mistreated by men. Big difference, right? You are not a victim. You are a participant. And when you point the finger, you miss out on the opportunity to grow. Number 2, I stopped saying I didn't need a man. Because if I want a relationship with a man, then I need one, right? Okay, that's that on that. 3, you can't be that serious about getting picked if you're not in the gym at least 3 times a week.
Wow.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I expected her to say a lot of things. I did not expect her to say that. Let's keep it. I wonder what the people had to say about that one. We'll check out some comments for sure.
You don't even take care of yourself, so how would you expect someone to take care of you? Number 4, I stopped entertaining stragglers. And stragglers are guys you meet along the way that you know you're not really ever going to take seriously, but you use them for your own personal entertainment. Number 1, that's wrong. Number 2, you're sending a mixed message. Stay committed to what you want. Most importantly, number 5, accountability. Woo. I analyzed my behavior and what parts of me resonated with these men I deemed problematic. I'm here to tell you that the call is coming from inside the house. And it's time to pick up.
All right, there you go. Brittany Renner shares 5 game changers as a former loud and proud man hater. Could it be that Brittany Renner is finally drinking coffee?
I love everything about coffee. It is one of my favorite things in life.
Right? Has it become one of her favorite things in life? Because after Andrew Tate, after Kevin Samuels, after the countless amount of conversations she's had centered around intersexual dynamics, could it be that she's finally coming around? Well, the truth is, all this would be a surprise to a lot of us if the red pill didn't exist. Brittany Renner is right on time. This is why the RP is important, ladies and gentlemen. She has finally hit her epiphany phase. Her trajectory, as far as her relationships, mating strategy has gone, is 100% the most predictable cycle that men talk about, that women go through in this modern day, right? Spent her younger years chasing Chad and having fun, right? Capitalizing on her peak SMV in the streets. And as she approaches 29, 30, I believe she's about 30 years old, now she's hit that epiphany phase. Now she's looking back at her life and realizing, wait, I want a family. I'm running out of time. And now she's looking for a wholesome, good guy who's going to help her take care of another man's child. Now, here's the part where people want me to say, specifically the women that follow this channel, they want me to say, great job, Brittany Renner. And they want me to also say that because they believe we should encourage other women to also make this change. Maybe even while they're young, right before they are a single mother, unlike Brittany Renner in her current position. And while that may seem like the right thing to do, that's not what this channel is about. This channel is for men. It's to make men aware of all women. Women who decided to capitalize on their youth, get a husband, and also women like Brittany Renner who learned from their past and are now looking for a guy to play that like Russell Wilson role. Right? And listen, I've said this in other videos and I'll say it again right here. I believe Brittany Renner's transformation or epiphany phase is genuine. I do believe when women get to this point where they're now suffering the consequences of their past decisions, which this is also due to her decisions, whether it's lack of knowledge or denying opportunity to go out and seek that knowledge that she now knows. I believe she is being serious, but, right, there's a huge but there. It does not take away from the damage that's been done from her past. That's just the truth. Now, I do know women do watch my channel and they pick up like nuggets of information here and there. That's cool, right? If you're able to pick up lessons here and there from stuff that I talk about, or you just enjoy the content, it's cool. But at the end of the day, this channel is for men to watch out for these red flags. So to people who are like, well, you should be over here encouraging women to do this and that, that's not what this is about. There are other channels where people do that for women. This is to let men know the pros and cons, the risks involved with dealing with different situations and different women, depending on the phases they're in their life, right? Now, what I'm not saying is there aren't men out there who are willing to work with a woman like Brittany Renner, who's lived and glorified a 304 life. Let's just be very honest with this conversation, and now has hit that like redemption phase. I'm sure there's a guy out there, but a lot of guys, they think, this is why the RP is so important. They think now that she's turned around, that there won't be any challenges or difficulties because of her past, right? That everything from now on will be smooth sailing. It won't. A lot of women who have gone through this point, hit their epiphany phase, they're single mothers, they're dealing with trauma from past relationships. There's damage that's been done that if you're a man with options, you're going to look at this situation and say, yes, I can work with you at this point, but why would I want to do that? But I think the most important thing here, guys, is this is actual proof that these are the stages that women go through. And you have to decide for yourself, is the trade-off worth it? And it might be for you, right? You may be a guy who may look at someone like Brittany Renner and say, you know what? I would want somebody around her age, and I don't mind playing that stepdad role. I'll even deal with the trauma these women bring at that point when they've left the streets. You may be that type of man. But I think the RP is helping a lot of guys realize that, like, hey, I want to find a woman who hasn't suffered too much damage in her younger days. But again, guys, the accuracy at which like Brittany Renner's hitting that epiphany phase is just crazy to me, man. It's like you really cannot make this shit up. Wild to me. Crazy. And the other interesting thing about this situation is, how are other women reacting to this news? How are Brittany Renner's followers reacting to this? How are younger women who are still in their early 20s and don't know what the hell she's talking about because they're in that peak SMV phase of their life and they're having fun with the attention from all the men that they're getting, not realizing that they're shooting themselves in the foot by stacking out bodies, going through traumatic experiences, or maybe even women who are much older than her. What do they think about this new kind of about face that she took in her life, this new change of direction? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to check out some of these comments. First comment here says, thank you, Andrew Tate. That's hilarious. That's funny. Because if you haven't seen the conversation she had with Andrew Tate, then you should go check that out. She personally said, I believe she made a post on Instagram that she learned a lot from that specific conversation. Somebody responded back to him. Another commenter responded back to that guy and says, commentate Sigma grind set. Somebody else added to this conversation and says, Andrew Tate didn't change her. Thank the wall. Very, very true. Because the truth is, she was kind of heading this direction before the Andrew Tate conversation. But I do believe that conversations with men like Andrew Tate, who were able to lay things out in a certain way, really solidified the belief she has now. Next commenter from another commenter says that Clementine was the final straw. Yeah, this is in reference to the podcast as well. I'm sure you guys already saw that. Next comment here comes from a woman. Okay, so this looks like one of her followers. We're going to see what one of her followers has to say about what she said. The comment read, I stand beside my man-hating era. Whoa. She goes on to say, I think it was necessary to get to where I'm at now. So this chick is like, I needed to go through a phase where I hated men. Wow. I agree with everything besides point 3. You don't need to get picked, in quotation marks, and you damn sure don't need to go to the gym to get picked. Here we go. It's a new year, but ain't shit changed, bro. Same shit. This woman goes on to say, work on yourself. In parentheses, however you see fit, and the man made for you will find you. He's going to fall out of the sky, right? Again, guys, Brittany Renner is telling these women they need to get in the gym. She's finally seen the light, right? Thanks to the wall and biology and a reality check. And there are other women who are, I'm assuming this woman might be younger than her, or way older than her and just way past the point of saving. She's saying you don't have to go to the gym to work for what you want in life.
I just don't really want to do that. That's just too much work.
It's just too much work to go hit that gym. Crazy. Another woman here says, I've never had someone lose and gain me so many times in one video. The laughing emoji. Some of these are so true, but others are questionable. And of course, she's talking about the fact that you have to do anything at all to get the man that you want. Next comment, a gentleman here says, bro, she's like a totally different person. Wow. They all change, my friend. They all change based on the season they're in their life. Most of them. Very rarely do you find a woman in her younger years who understands this, sees the smoke, and decides to live differently. Another guy responded back to that guy and says, it's a rebrand. Needed it so she can keep making money off of men. What do you guys think of that? Right? Do you guys think she is playing the system and everybody in it and just wants to make money off of men? Another woman here says, put your hand down, Britt. I don't like this for you. Of course, so far, the women don't sound like they're on board with anything that she's saying. Another guy here says, nah, y'all raised an army of men haters. Ain't no turning back. With the laughing emoji. Another guy responded back to that dude and said, the damage is done. She can't remove the cancer. It's already spreaded out. With the crying emojis. And next comment in his thread says, plot twist, people like you who obviously never experienced growth, therefore can't respect hers, are the cancers. Be safe out there. And finally, the last comment in this thread says, exactly, thank you. It's like Jeffrey Dahmer apologizing in court and claiming to be a vegetarian now. That's funny. Oh, man. We've got yet another comment from another woman, and it reads, us females have our narcissistic ways too, with the 100 emoji. Then once we realize that, we'll get to this point of understanding our true selves. But why can't you get to this point now? Why can't you leave the streets now? And I assure you, this is a chick who probably went through this exact same experience. Why can't you start drinking coffee now? Why?
I don't like coffee. It's a vasoconstrictor.
Okay, I get it. Next comment here from another woman says, sounds like Kevin Samuels. Okay, but in woman form, RIP, the hashtag. Another person responded back to that chick with the crying emojis and says, I miss OG. And another person added to that thread and says, nah, for real, it's so sad because I was a big supporter. So she can no longer support Brittany Renner anymore because she sounds like Kevin Samuels. Which we all know Kevin Samuels was simply just speaking facts. He didn't make up anything. Kevin Samuels didn't make up anything he was talking about. These were realities of real life if you drank coffee. If you were aware. If you didn't believe in the lies that you were fed. Next comment comes from a gentleman and it says, what took you so long to figure all this out? She had to have her fun in the streets, bro. That's just the truth. That's what she was doing. She was living her best life. Another woman responded back to that guy and says, it takes people well into their 30s to figure this out. Honestly, she's ahead of the curve. Is she? Is she ahead of the curve? Guys, I'm not trying to I'm trying to be respectful here. But Brittany Renner's not ahead of the curve, man. Being ahead of the curve is realizing this before you're a single mother, before your 30s. And this is to most women, because most women go through this. We have a woman here saying it takes people well into their 30s to realize this. No, you can realize this now by learning from her. The same guy responded back to that chick and said, perhaps. And the last comment here reads, she turned 30 and realized her value was dropping. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, man. Again, a lot of women watch these videos that I do on Brittany Renner, and they want me to encourage more women to realize this and get to the point and understand these concepts. Kevin Samuels tried that. My channel is not about that. I am not in the business of convincing modern women to value men. I'm not in the business of forcing modern women to drink coffee. No, I'm not. Because That takes a sense of action on their part and responsibility. I'm in the business of hopefully making more men today aware of female nature, of how women prioritize certain things in their lives depending on what they want in that particular phase of their life, right? Right now, Brittany Renner is looking for a man to play stepdaddy, right? To take care of her and her kids, to have a wholesome relationship. Cool. I hope she finds that. I do. I truly do. No. I really do hope she finds that. But I don't want her to find that with the guy who doesn't want that and has convinced himself that, oh, she's changed and everything's going to be a breeze. No, bro. You need to also understand that you're going to deal with all the trauma that any woman has been through when she waits up to this point to finally settle down and find a man, right? You as a man need to be aware of these concepts, the way a woman thinks. You need to be aware of her age, why she's doing what she's doing, whether, you need to weigh these things out. And with understanding comes power, comes discernment, comes wisdom. Listen, guys, as always, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.